Chapter 12, India after Independence. In this chapter, we will be discussing how and what are the factors or the conditions after India attained its independence and the formation of a newly independent state with happiness as well as with pain. What happened? What are the serious challenges? How did India overcome these challenges? That is the main theme of this lesson. Let's move on into the details. First, a new and a divided nation. Yes, India attained its independence in 1947. At the same time, India was divided into India and Pakistan. Earlier, we used to have British India, where India and Pakistan are together. But with the giving of independence, they also divided India and Pakistan and created a new nation called Pakistan along with India. So, India and Pakistan are the newly emerged countries now, which are independent from the British colonial rule. With this division, we have nearly 8 million refugees coming in to our country, because as the division has happened, most of the Muslims are forced to leave our country and go to Pakistan, leaving their assets, leaving their properties and everything. In a similar way, on the other side, that is in Pakistan, most of the Hindus are forced to migrate to India. Like this, we have 8 million refugees coming out to our country. And the other problem what we have majorly is, India is not united as it is today. In India, we have at that time nearly 500 princely states. These 500 princely states are also independent, not under the British rule. So, we have to persuade them to join towards the Indian Union and ensure that the population of these princely states would have larger benefits if they join to Indian Union. So, they are ruled by either Maharajas or Nawabs. And coming to the political system, a newly formed nation has to adopt a new political system with which the people can have their hopes alive, which will solve all the problems of the people which they were been facing from 200 years. It also has to provide some solution for them, and which has to be understandable to all sections of people, how to be a part of the new political system. So all these, adding on to this, we also have the population on a huge rise. That is, in India we have 345 million in 1947 when India became independent. There is nearly 34.5 crore population. And there are many divisions in the Indian society. India is a combination of rich and the poor, high caste and the lower caste, religious divisions, language divisions. Every corner of India has one or the other divisions. So, when the framers of the constitution are held up with the task of writing a constitution, setting up a form of government, looking at giving the rights and equality, protecting the rights of the minority groups, because we already have a pain, because India and Pakistan are bifurcated on the lines of religious basis. So all these things are very, very crucial problems for a newly emerged country like India. First, India and Pakistan partitioned, which brought 8 million refugees from Pakistan to India. The second one, we have 500 princely states who have to be persuaded to make them to join to our country. Then the political system, a system which is going to be providing amicable solutions to all the problems of the people, and also make the people to get connected with the system, involve the people. So we need a system where all the people are involved, all the problems of the people can be solved, and people can understand what is the system is. Then population of India at that time was 34.5 crores or 345 million, and there are many divisions. Economically, there are huge divisions because of the failure of the crops. Many of them were suffering with droughts and famines, and the allied services like carpenter or any other barbers, any other services, they are also not paid much because they could not have the proper crop. So there was no circulation of money. So there were divisions in the languages, there are divisions with the religion, there are divisions with the economic, there are divisions with the caste. So looking at all these issues, how was the new constitution drafted? What are the steps taken by the Indian government to ensure equality to all its members of the nation? So what happened then? Let's find out. A constitution is written. Finally, to solve all the problems, a constituent assembly was stationed. The people were elected, constituent assembly was formed, in which 293 members were present from the Indian Constituent Assembly. The 92 members who are elected from the Muslim League left it, so they want to frame their own constitution. So now, framing of Indian Constitution was from December 1946 to November 1949. Everywhere in India, there was a heated debate about the political future of our country, what the government is going to be, how the system of elections are going to be, what are the rights, how the social equality will be guaranteed to all the people. These are the main issues which are discussed by all people at various corners of the country. Finally, a solution for all these came to an end on 26th of November 1949, where the constitution was adopted in the Constituent Assembly, and finally it came into effect on 26th of Jan 1950. With this, India got a constitution, a lengthiest written constitution in the world, in which there is a solution for each and every problem for all what we have faced in the past. Let us see some of the significant features. First, it guaranteed universal adult franchise. By guaranteeing this universal adult franchise, it entitled for every individual who attains 18 years or 21 years of age will get the right to vote, and once, irrespective of his caste, color, creed, region, religion or any other differences, he will get the right to vote. And here it is guaranteed that one person, one value, one vote.